So, as many of you already know, I've been doing this fashion thing on YouTube for quite a while now. What started as just a fun hobby has kind of turned into a second job for me, which I think is just absolutely crazy. Therefore, I'm always looking for new and interesting ways to break down men's style that's actually useful to you guys. Not just showing all the outfits that I love, but also explaining why those outfits work. At least to me. So today, I'm bringing back one of my favorite video formats. Last year, I did a winter specific version of this, and you guys seem to really enjoy it, but this time we're going broader. Something more foundational and focused on core style principles that apply it year round. So I'll be building a few outfits in real time for you today, walking you guys through my thought process on color, logos, texture, silhouette, and just mixing in some general fashion theory too. I really hope this video will get you building more interesting outfits for yourself with more confidence, and just generally getting you guys thinking more critically about the actual process of building good outfits. As always, everything will be linked down below, so if anything catches your eye, go and check the description. And if you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more great men's fashion videos. Right, let's begin. So I thought we'd start off with something super basic. This is like a guy who thinks he's a style god just because he went into the women's section and bought something that fit him. Comments like, so clean bro, or love the vibes on those TikTok videos of guys who just go into Zara and try stuff on. You know the ones. So we're just starting out with a plain white tee and some jeans. Hopefully something that all of you guys own. If you don't own these, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. The first step that I already kind of did is that I would always tuck a t-shirt that is a bit long like this into my jeans. This lengthens your legs and just instantly kind of makes the outfit look more considered. For jeans, wider fits have been popular for years, but everybody still has a different fit preference for jeans, so just go for whatever you feel most comfortable in. I've really been enjoying the contrast of a slimmer top with looser legwear this year. I think it works great for my body type, and it's just kind of a fun shape to work with. Okay, to start bringing this outfit together, the first thing I would add is a black leather belt, just for a little bit of silver detailing and some solid black that we can play off later. I always think of a belt as like an exclamation point in an outfit. Like, yeah, it adds a little bit of detail and a little bit of shine, but really it says, look, here is my waist. My waist is here. But it also says, look how long my legs are. They're really long, aren't they? That's so weird. Why did I say it like that? Moving on to shoes now, and here's where things get interesting. Whenever I'm picking a shoe for an outfit, I always consider the shoe and pant interaction. Meaning, I would always consider how the width of the pant is going to interact with that shoe choice and how that will affect the final outfit. The shoe to pant interaction is just so important. Typically, if I'm wearing wider pants, something like this, I'd recommend a shoe that complements that width. Something with a lug sole or maybe a chunky sneaker. However, with the rise of these ultra low profile slim silhouette shoes, you can definitely grab one of those and use the contrast of the width of the pants to pull or drape over the slimmer footwear. It just gives your outfit a sort of softer, more dainty, elegant styling cue. Today though, I think we'll go for my black Longsleeve derbies. The lug sole I think pairs with the jeans nicely, and the black high shine leather pairs well with the belt, just adding even more intentionality. Okay, here's where I think a lot of people would be happy. It's a perfectly good outfit. Well, actually, it's okay. Well, I mean, it's probably a 4 out of 10 at best. We're not done. Time to add a watch and some jewelry. Little silver hints like these can make all the difference with a super basic outfit like this one. And matching metals throughout is another great way to make an outfit feel more cohesive. I'm going simple with a silver Cuban chain, 2 minimal rings, and my silver Seiko. I'm also actually going to tuck the necklace in just because I prefer the smaller hint of silver around my neck. For accessories, we'll also keep it simple. I'm just going to keep on my black Picante cap, and I'll grab my black sunglasses, of course. All black accents again, you can never go wrong. They always pair any outfit nicely together. Now I could add some more touches, something like a bag, but I think we'll leave it here. And this is pretty much how I always start to put together an outfit. I'll build that solid foundation, do a bit of styling tweaks, and then just add little by little. When you go for something super basic like this, always remember your proportions. Remember, you've always got accessories to help elevate, and always remember to keep the shoe and pant interaction in mind. Going off these three, I do genuinely think you'll find it much easier to put together better outfits. Let's move on. Now, color coordination is probably one of the most important aspects of good outfits, and while it's far too big of a topic to cover in just this video, I want to touch on a simple concept that I always fall back on when I'm struggling: the classic sandwich rule. But I have kind of updated it to be a little bit more nuanced and a bit more interesting. Let me show you what I mean. If you're somehow not familiar with the sandwich rule, it's a very classic styling cue where you match the color of your top with the color of your shoes and then have a different colored pant in between, essentially creating a sandwich. I used this a lot when I was first getting into fashion, and I think for a lot of people it's generally one of the first styling tips you hear about when you're first looking for tips on how to dress. But it does get clowned nowadays for being very simple or just very obvious, I guess, mainly by the people that used to do it. So I want to show you today 2 ways that I found to take that rule but slightly elevate it. The first way is to, instead of matching your top with the main color of your shoes, match your top to a smaller accent color on your shoes. So this is the original sandwich rule, probably the most classic version that you'll see. White t-shirt, black pants, and white shoes. It's not bad, but it's just kind of plain and expected. But let's take the brown accent on the shoes and we'll add a brown tee instead. Now, rather than having 2 distinct colors and a small accent color, we now have 3 distinct colors and the outfit still feels very cohesive. And I think it's way more interesting than just copy pasting the main color of your shoes onto your t-shirt and calling it a day. You know what I mean? Second way, and we're going to expand our sandwich now. Instead of pairing the color of your top with your shoes, I would grab a piece of headwear that matches your shoes. And this essentially gives you another piece of sandwich filling to play around with. For this, I'll be pairing a cream cap with my cream sneakers. And this is the copyright pending expanded sandwich roll. And really, you can go for any color you like here that isn't cream in the middle. I just grabbed this navy tee to slightly contrast the washed black of the jeans. But really, go wild with your sandwich filling color or texture, whatever you're feeling that day. The key is that when you have these matching colors on the top and the bottom of your outfit, it will almost always look completely put together, even if the middle is pretty bold or unexpected. Highly recommend you give this one a try. Right, let's quickly talk about texture. One of the most underrated style elements, especially online, because you don't get to physically feel clothes through the screen. Texture, I find, often kind of gets overlooked, but it can make a massive difference in how an outfit comes across. Say if you're someone who doesn't wear a lot of bold colors, or maybe you tend to stay in your monochromatic lane, texture, I have to say, is one of the best ways to add that visual interest without stepping too far out of your comfort zone. Something I find with my own outfits is when I tend to stick to one color, I kind of feel flat or lazy, like I haven't really put a lot of thought into them. This is really where texture can save the day. So I'm starting with this beige linen shirt. The cut is nice and wide and flowy, and because it's linen, it has this kind of subtle, irregular weave that adds depth to an otherwise simple piece. To keep things cohesive, I'm just going to pair it with these beige pleated trousers. These are a lightweight polyester with a diagonal weave, kind of like a twill. Similar color, totally different texture and fabric. I'm going to add a belt too. To finish, I'm adding the same cream cotton canvas cap for a third texture. And for footwear, I'm going to go with my black high shine loafers. I don't have any cream shoes that I think would work with this outfit, but the high shine leather does introduce yet another interesting texture. It's a simple outfit, so again, I'll just throw on my everyday jewelry and of course my sunglasses. And here we have the finished outfit based more on texture. This is one that I think definitely might look a little plain from a distance, but when you get up close, you can really appreciate all of the small differences in texture and fabric. And these at the moment are really some of my favorite outfits. The ones that look really effortless from afar, but you get up close and they show a real attention to detail. In my experience, it's often the really well-dressed people who always consider texture instead of relying on bold prints or loud logos to create interest in their outfits. Actually, talking about logos and brands on clothes, I want to just quickly discuss some tasteful ways that I like to wear them. I think I might annoy a few people with this. For me, nothing says I have no idea what I'm doing more than an outfit loaded with loads of different brands' logos, or this thinking that a basic fit is any better in any way just because you have a big expensive designer brand's logo on show. With how fast-paced and deliberately controversial online fashion is now, I do think it's very easy to feel like your everyday outfits are kind of boring. And instead of exploring things like color combinations or texture or accessories, a lot of people, I think, choose the easy way and go out and buy a bunch of branded stuff, throw that on, and then just hope for the best. And I can empathize with this because I did exactly this for years. I only used to buy branded tees because I thought plain ones were just boring. And I really didn't want to bother learning how to use accessories to elevate a bit, or use color combinations, or jewelry, or really any other details. These days, when it comes to branding in my outfits, my main philosophy is to always keep it simple. One logo max, usually on my cap, maybe 2 if I'm wearing sneakers as well, but even then, I'm very specific on how I do it. Let me show you what I mean. So for this outfit space, I've gone very casual, everyday style again. Classic black t-shirt, my olive green samurai fatigue pants, and a black leather belt, even though you can't see it. Now, let's add some logos, but tastefully. We'll start again with my black Picante cap, and for shoes, I feel like wearing my black Puma suedes. So we have 2 logos here on the hat and the shoes. On the hat and the shoes, what am I talking about? So we have 2 logos here on the hat and the shoes. But I do think that they work here. The cap definitely has some bold branding, but the shoes in themselves are a bit more subtle. The brand shape is recognizable, but it blends in more as a design detail in my mind rather than a really loud logo. And I love sneakers like this. Ones that use these repetitive design elements to convey the brand rather than really bold lettering or a really bold logo. It's the same with my collegiums with this black leather stripe, or my Kovacs and Wilsons with that oversized chunky sole. Now though, what if your sneakers do have a more recognizable logo? Something like a Nike swoosh or a big N for New Balance. These can, in this type of outfit, still work in my mind though. When you space your logos far apart in your outfit, providing you have a clean fit in between with no logos on them, it almost gives them like breathing room, you know, and it just generally doesn't look as jumbled. I would still be very careful with this though. There is a lot of nuance in brand pairings like this. I personally would avoid wearing direct competitor brands, something like Nike or Adidas in the same fit, or streetwear brands like Supreme and Stussy in the same fit, or maybe like Represent and Cole Buxton in the same fit. It just starts to look really chaotic, and honestly, like you haven't really thought anything through at all. The real point here though is that you should never rely on the logos of brands to carry your outfits. An outfit isn't just boring because it's unbranded. Use accessories or texture or color coordination, things like we've done already in this video. Don't get me wrong, supporting brands you love is great. It feels really good to be part of that brand story and to be recognized by other people who also empathize with that, but then I'm just saying there definitely is a right and wrong way to do it. All right, to finish up, I want to talk about a concept that I've never really heard anyone talk about before, mainly because I made it up myself. Something I only recently started to articulate properly in my own head. I kind of realized that every time I'm putting an outfit together, whether it's just for day-to-day or for one of these videos, I always begin with 1 or 2 pieces that I really want to wear that day. And from there, every decision I make is based on a yes or no answer of, do I want to add something that complements this piece, or do I want to add something that contrasts this piece? Maybe a visual demonstration would be better. Okay, so today I want to wear these amazing vintage hiker style boots from Tasteful. I would immediately think, what pants do I want to wear with these? Do I complement the rugged feel of the boots with something workwear adjacent? Like for example, these running fatigue pants? Or do I contrast that ruggedness with something smarter and a bit more tailored, like these black pleated trousers from Uniqlo? Both of these do work, it's just how I want the final outfit to feel on that day. Let's move on to tops. If I want to further and complement this very rugged combination, I might go for a slim fit tee and then layer over a fisherman knit. If I think to myself, no, this feels a little bit too rugged, it needs something smarter just to give it a little contrast, I'd probably grab something like this black linen shirt. And same logic again. If I'm building off the tailored trousers with the boots, I could complement that smartness with something like a black long sleeve shirt, or I could contrast it by reaching for a casual item, something like an oversized hoodie, and so on and so forth. All these outfits work, it just depends on how I feel at that time on that day. And this process gave me 4 different outfits just by asking 2 rounds of simple yes or no questions. And it all just started from the boots. And the really great thing about this concept is that you can do it for any styling key, not just style or formality like I did here. You can try this approach with color or texture or fabric. Mix high and low together. Branded versus unbranded. Whatever suits you and whatever you feel like on that day. I do actually think by doing this, if you have a solid foundation, you can put together quite literally hundreds of outfits that you might never have even considered before. Now, are all of them going to be absolutely amazing outfits? Well, that really depends on the quality and the versatility of your wardrobe. But if you've been feeling stuck or just generally uninspired by your wardrobe recently, this might be a fun technique to try. And you never know, you might end up finding an outfit that you never thought about, but you actually love. Thanks for watching, guys. I really love making these real-time styling videos, and I plan to do quite a few more in the future. Let me know if you have any ideas on how I can improve these or any other ideas about videos you want to see in general. If you did enjoy or learn something, make sure to drop this video a like and subscribe too. And if you're new here and you're after more great men's fashion content, YouTube thinks you'll love this video here. So go and check it out. Right, so have a wonderful week, guys. I'll see you in the next one. See you there.